Live in the moment, mindfulness, be here now. These are popular concepts nowadays, and they're meaningful to me, but why? It strikes me that you have three choices of where to live: in the past, in the present, or in the future. A good friend of mine told me that he lives mostly in the past. He pointed out that the popularity of oldies stations demonstrates he's not alone. He says the past allows him to relive his glory days, but he also admits he stews in some old grievances as well. From my perspective, you can't change the past, period. Personally, I resolve that living in the past has no benefits unless it helps you to live better in the present. But I'm going to reach into my past for a lesson that helps explain why living in the moment is important to me. When I was about 9, my cat captured a baby rabbit and was torturing it. That distressed me as I loved the cat, but I didn't love its animalistic conduct. I was unable to stop it, even using a garden hose to spray it. My father, instead of comforting me that the cat was exhibiting its hunting instinct, berated me and blamed me for my cat torturing a bunny rabbit. I've revisited this incident lately, not to bemoan unfairness in my past, but to help me understand my inclination to take responsibility for everything and to blame myself if things go wrong. To a great degree, that's why I live mostly in the future, to avoid responsibility for things that go wrong. I plan and strategize, imagine and catastrophize. That came from my father, and through my life, it's caused me to take responsibility for things I can't control. But over time, I've learned the truth of the statement, most of the things you worry about never happen. The future is uncertain, and as time passes, the number of days left shrinks. By learning from the past, I'm able to realize that so much of what happens is far beyond my responsibility. But here's the thing. If you live your life in the past like my friend does, or in the future like I do, you miss the essence and the beauty of the moment, the only thing that you truly have. Meditation is one way people live in the moment. I kind of like the concept of walking meditation, which for me is hiking. I came back to hiking when I was on chemo because it was the place that best cleared my mind of 1,001 worries. At that point in my life, hiking was the only place I found peace, and I've stuck with it. At that time, I developed the saying, the only thing you can think about while hiking Grand Canyon is hiking Grand Canyon. My mind is filled with the foot placement and the exertion and the views, and there's no room for anything other than the present moment. When I finish a vigorous hike, like I'm doing today, I feel refreshed instead of exhausted. And it's nice to stop and enjoy the view for a few breaths. Focusing on breathing is a tool to help you be here now. It helps me to say to myself, breathing in, I know I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I know I'm breathing out. Nothing more needs to be done. I don't say, breathing in, I'm working on a new strategy to minimize tax exposure on an upcoming capital gain. That would be living in the future, something I do too much of. When my mind wanders, focusing on breathing helps to bring it back to the present. For me, it's a pleasant break to live in the moment. Living in the moment is a basic tenet of Buddhism, which may be a philosophy or may be a religion. I'm a resolutely non-religious person, although I'm fond of the saying, if you meet Buddha on the road, kill him, which I take to mean that the philosophical teaching should not be elevated to God status. And I don't believe that always living in the moment or living life without desire is a good thing. Desire is why we have antibiotics, iPhones, cars, and airplanes, and I like them. Living now is not my sole goal in life, but it is a useful mental exercise. For a man who spends most of his life living in the future, the opportunity to be here now is a refreshing alternative that helps me to escape the worries of the world. What are your thoughts about living in the moment?